Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, we're going to talk about the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive lease deal and actually show you a breakdown, real numbers for a California lease with the down payment, the taxes, and everything to show you how much is it actually going to be. Like, is it going to be $299 a month or not? To really give you some insight, because yes, the calculator on the website is for the most part accurate, but sometimes different tax rates and everything might give you a little bit of more visibility before you jump into it and see how much it's actually going to cost you to buy a brand new Tesla Model 3. So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics, but before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it. And if you want to ask me a question, you can send it on my Patreon group down below in the description, or get access to my Tesla buying guide that has all the best interest rates for financing a brand new Tesla. And today's live stream is partnered with Aura, where you can protect your online data and much more, but more on that later. And so here's a quick story. I was helping a friend buy a brand new Tesla Model 3 long range rear wheel drive. I was really trying to harp with them and tell them that this is probably one of the better deals. Like, if they need a vehicle ASAP, they're looking to downsize and switch between Tesla vehicles. And I was really telling to them, like, hey, you're going to not get a lower monthly payment than this, which is the Model 3 long range rear wheel drive. They don't really care for like the audio. They want range. And of course, they're in California as well, so they don't need the all wheel drive, because this deal at $299 a month with $1,000 down actually is a phenomenal deal, especially because it is a 2-year lease. So not a lot of exposure or payments or anything. So if you're brand new into the Tesla ecosphere and you want to get into a Tesla, but you don't really know which one to get, and so this is like a low risk, and like you could just drive this for 2 years, figure it out, and see which model you'll want to really get into after that, after you've experienced one of Tesla's brand new vehicles. They're one of the latest ones with the suspension, comfortability, tech, and everything, especially when you factor in like the full self-driving with all that on top of it. But here is why I think this deal is fantastic. It is a, of course, long range rear-wheel drive. And when you look into this, because when you lease a Model 3, you do get that $7,500 federal tax credit. You also get it if you buy it as well. But this is a big deal for people that don't qualify for the $7,500, whether they make too much or they just don't want to buy it for whatever reason. But when you lease it, the full $7,500 is itemized and discounted onto the lease. And what's cool with this is because when it's a 2-year lease instead of a 3-year lease, that full $7,500 really impacts and reduces the monthly payment a ton. So you can see here is the real payments, real numbers, and everything from the screenshot that I'll show you down below in a second. But $345 a month with taxes and fees and everything included. $3,235 due at signing, like out the door for signing at the check for delivery. A 2-year lease and an interest rate of a respectable 3.06%. Of course, you could add on full self-driving for $100 a month or $99 a month, and you could really take it to the next level. And that's perfect, because $100 at 2 years, that is way lower than the cost of $8,000 for full self-driving. And so here are all the different numbers here. You can see it. Of course, this number looks big over the course of 24 months because that has the $7,500 federal tax credit looped into it. Of course, there are a couple things you have to be aware about when you're leasing. There is a disposition fee of $395. What that means is that when you're done with the lease, if you turn it in and do not buy another Tesla, Tesla will charge you a disposition fee of $395. If you get into another lease, then they will waive that fee. Plus, we've already seen posts pretty recently of a lot of other things being waived as well, like wear and tear and other things like that. And let's say you absolutely love this vehicle, you can buy out the vehicle, buy out the lease at the end of the term. And so you could keep it, and of course you have to finance it or figure out some sort of payment with that, maybe like a credit union, like a credit unions down below in the description, where you can get access to the full list of best credit unions. Here's all the taxes and fees and everything looped into here. You can see it says big down payment of $8,500 because it has the $7,500, and then of course you got the taxes, the acquisition fee, which on every lease there is a acquisition fee, and Tesla's acquisition fee is $695, and you can see of course a down payment of $3,235. $5 due at signing with everything looped in here. And so that's why I would say like this is a fantastic low monthly payment, low exposure, low just if you want to try a Tesla vehicle, you can just get into this one. And on top of that, if you're someone that is worried about getting approved for a Tesla vehicle, leasing, you're going to have better odds of getting approved because it's a lower monthly payment, which of course they look at your debt to income, monthly ratios, and everything like that. But if you're still on the fence, of course, and if you want to figure out like, will you even get pre-qualified or qualified or approved or anything, there actually is a pre-qualify button right here on Tesla's website where you can go to that and actually take a look at it yourself and fill it out with all the different information to get a, not necessarily a soft pull, but certainly something for them to take a look at to see if you'll get approved or that. Now, this is a limited time deal. That's what Tesla has been saying for at least over a month now. And so just be aware of that. If you're looking to purchase one of these or get into these cheaper Model 3 rear-wheel drives, then this is one of these deals that I can stand behind at this point. Of course, there are inventory discounts on Model 3s as well. So if you want to take a look at our deal spreadsheet down below in the description, or use our Tesla price alert tracker down below in the description as well, where you can find inventory discounts on Model 3s, Model S's, Model X's, and also Cybertrucks as well. And of course, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, where you can get 3 months of full self-driving, which is valued at $300. And so let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you think about this deal on a Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive. I think at this point, I mean, certainly there's not really any sort of incentives or deals on other models. I think this one is a fantastic deal at the moment. I mean, when you take a look at what else is out there, this is a crazy post from Zach. You can see buying a car in 2025, 12.74% for 84 months, $102,000 finance. I don't even want to know what type of vehicle this actually is, but the total interest is $53,000. So that's why we say like 3% interest rate is pretty respectable when you compare it to like other interest rates at 12.74%. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up: my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it, and you should too. Thanks for that, everyone. Jin, thanks for coming in. JJ, great to see you. Arch, great to see you. Oren, RC, Not a Thuzy, thanks for dropping by. Dominic, Prestige, and JJ, thank you all for dropping by. Thanks for hitting the like button, the comments, and everything. In this next topic, Tesla has now announced they are offering 2-day test drives, demo drives, if you're looking to get into a vehicle. This is pretty interesting because I want to say they were only doing 1-day test drives before. I actually was able to do I think a day and a half Model 3 performance test drive in my local area. I think I got like a specialized email, but now Tesla is starting to send emails for 2-day test drives. And I mean, I like what they are showing in the picture here. You can take a Cybertruck for 2 days, or maybe a Model 3, maybe even like a Model Y for 2 days if you're on the fence for sure. So definitely check your emails. Maybe if you're not on the email list for Tesla, sign up so that you can maybe get your offer. Or maybe what I would say is just save this screenshot, go into your local Tesla store and say like, hey, I saw the screenshot thing that I can do a 2-day test drive. I'm pretty interested, because you most likely are, and see which location you can take home a Tesla to really engulf yourself to see if you're really interested in a Tesla vehicle or not. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. If you've already done one of these, let us know what location you went to and which model you took home as well. In other Tesla news, there's like a new diner that we got some more pictures of, but I guess we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Jin, love the content. No, thank you. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for hitting the like button. JJ, hey dude. So is the cheaper version of the Model Y same size but without some of the features? At this moment, there's not too many details about it. And so maybe we'll hear more about it at the company update, not the earnings call, the company update tomorrow. Art, thanks for coming in. Oren, I feel like we've been really pushing the Model 3 more than any other model for a while now. Yeah, it seems like it's the only volume vehicle that can sell at this moment. So maybe that's why they're doing that. But even then, it's like it's still a little bit delayed for some people. Like it's at least a 1 to 2 week wait. RC, thumbs up, people. Help keep the likes coming, lives coming. No, thank you. JJ, Model 3 is the only thing that sells now. Yeah, not the Thuzy. I'm holding out for a cheaper Model Y. Yeah, and I think a cheaper Model Y is definitely coming soon. I mean, we're still waiting to see when the Model Y rear-wheel drive, which technically is cheaper. They're selling it in other markets, but just not the US for some reason. Dominic, seeing more attractive used prices in my area for $42,000, would you recommend a 2022 Model S long range or a brand new Model 3? Funny you asked that, Dominic, because I literally debate that in my head a lot. And also, I asked Chip that same question on our podcast. You can definitely check it out on our link down below or in the live YouTube or Spotify. It's called The Breakdown. But certainly, if you can get a clean Model S, and if you are okay with, because it will be out of warranty soon, but maybe that's why you can get a month-to-month warranty, like our channel partner Amber down below, where you can get on a Model S month-to-month warranty coverage, which could be worth it. Because if you think about it, if you're buying a 2-year-old Model S, you're going to want coverage, especially as you get into like that 50 to 100,000 mile range. And so I would say if you're brand new to this, it depends on the type of buyer you are or the type of car owner. If you want no headaches at all, Model 3. If you're okay with a little bit of headaches because it still is a Model S, but you want more heavier of a ride, maybe a 2022 Model S because, yeah, those things are depreciating like crazy. Prestige, how much is full self-driving if you buy it later? It's the full $8,000. So that $100 a month subscription is nice because you're not risking $8,000, because I would hate for you to pay that full $8,000 and then you hate it or you don't understand how it works, and then you would feel like you've wasted that full $8,000. And so certainly it's good. It definitely is really good in terms of how it drives and how many different updates it has. And I use it a ton, especially when I go on the highways in local cities. It's pretty good in terms of driving you to point A to point B. And I'm this close to using it like 99% of the time. I would say I'm like 100% on the highway, and local streets, I kind of like driving like, through the turns and everything, but sometimes I will find myself throwing in, so I'm like 50% local roads, 100% highway roads for full self-driving. In this next topic, we've got another Tesla earnings call rumor or company update rumor. There's a bunch of things that people are thinking or speculating what might happen tomorrow. And this first one is something I know a lot of you are interested in. That is, the rumor has it Tesla is going to unveil a new compact model after Q1's earnings during the company update webcast. It's pretty interesting to see that they're switching this, because I want to say in one of the earnings calls, Elon did mention and say that we're not going to provide any product updates during an earnings call. So it's funny for them to now change the earnings call or add on a company update right after that. I mean, there's a ton of different things. People are speculating there's like Cybercab is going to get released, or more, of course, the Optimus, different things, or a Roadster, or maybe even the cheaper Model Y, maybe Model Y Performance, or even Model S. I mean, there's a lot of things like on the horizon that could be updated. But here's a post from Bradford. The range of outcomes for the Tesla company update are pretty wild, from bullish, an announcement of Tesla Q, Tesla's compact for sale, to customers in the US and Europe, to bearish, a repeat of Elon's company update to employees that was given at the annual hands-on meeting. And so certainly there's speculations of cheaper models, stripped down Model 3s and Model Ys. Hopefully they don't go the same route as the Cybertruck, but that could potentially happen as well. We've got updates on this Tesla diner. Maybe they'll speak about it. I mean, it seems kind of small, but also you can see from these pictures that Zach posted, it is getting very, very close to completion. They put these large screens up. They put a bunch of version 4 superchargers, and the diner looks to be completed as well. But definitely very interesting stuff. Let us know, what do you want to hear at the company update earnings call tomorrow? And of course, I know we all want to hear what are the better deals that are happening on the Tesla ecosphere. JJ, when is the Model Y going to be released? Is price going to be lower than what you predicted considering horrible sales now? Yeah, I would say next month in terms of the rear wheel drive, but at this point, who knows at this point because I would imagine it's going to be the same price as predicted. I'm not sure it's going to release that much lower. Prestige, my brother just got a new Model Y, say it's way better than his Model X. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know if it's way better, but it is 1-to-1 in terms of like highway driving, pound for pound, the Model X and the Model Y, both super comfortable. It's when you get into like the local city roads, the Model X, you can feel the air suspension actually doing more work and providing a little bit more comfortability than the Model Y. Ultra had a 2-day Cybertruck demo and returned to the day the rear-wheel drive was revealed. Once again, all-wheel drive, think any incentives tomorrow or Thursday. I mean, there's already like what, $10,000 to $12,000 off. Of course, maybe not for the all-wheel drive non-foundation. That one's like $8,000, but yeah, I think they're going to switch it up. My fingers are crossed on like a 0% APR offer for the Cybertruck plus like free supercharging for all models, but that might take a little bit longer till like maybe Q3 or Q4. It really depends on how many of these 2024 Cybertrucks they're going to be okay with them sitting in inventory, because if we take a look at the inventory charts, you can see the Cybertruck is Tesla's worst problem right now, with it being the highest in stock for inventory. I mean, we have no idea how many Model Ys are in, but if I had to guess here, I mean, at this point, Model Y might be up here as well, because if you take a look at the Model Y builder on Tesla's website, you can see it's available today in at least our market and plenty of other markets as well. Long Beach Tesla gave me a all-wheel drive Cybertruck for 2 days. Nice, Ultra. Thanks for the tip there. And so if anybody's out in the Long Beach area, you want to go do a 2-day test drive for a Cybertruck, you can get that done. Jeff, I ordered a new Model Y last Friday morning, got it in like 2 minutes and approved within an hour. Picked it up next day on a Saturday. Former Model 3 owner of a 6-year Model 3, but this model is by far the best. Jeff, that's pretty insane for you, and also goes to show like the demand or order queue for the Model Y. Like if you were able to order on a Friday and pick it up the next day, that is fantastic. And now I'm curious, what state are you in? IT, hey, thanks for coming in. How long has full self-driving been $8,000 for? How often does full self-driving fluctuate? I wish Tesla would finance full self-driving like to do with their vehicles. FYI, if you're on the fence, well, who helps you down? Nice. Full self-driving for $8,000, I want to say has been at that price for a year. They actually do let you finance it when you purchase a vehicle, but I see what you mean. Like they won't let you like finance it. I mean, that just takes them. No, can you? Oh, you know what? Like I want to say they have like a firm and those payment plans on accessories, but yeah, I guess they don't have that. That's a good tip. Maybe that's a good tweet. I'm gonna write that down for something to tweet them. Full self driving or firm payment. I mean, it's tough to be able to do that because like you can't necessarily find it's like a firm. I feel like in all those companies finance like goods, but where like full self driving is software. But I feel like it should be possible. Oran, you think this week we might get some type of incentive on the new Model Y? No, I think the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna have to show them into inventory, add some inventory discounts, and then maybe get to some incentives a little bit later on at this point. But certainly, I don't think there's gonna be any, not at least any updated tomorrow. In this next topic, we've got some new Giga castings that have been spotted at the Giga Texas factory. And there's a lot of speculation on figuring out what the heck these are, what vehicle they're for. And here are all the different rumors, or here are all the different guesses on what it could be. Shout out to Joe for, of course, being our favorite drone pilot and flying his drone and seeing what these are in the Giga Texas factory. And of course, a lot of people are assumingly thinking that this is going to be Tesla's affordable vehicle, or more notably, this is going to be the Cyber Cab, or maybe even versions of that. We've got different posts from different people saying that maybe this is the Cyber Cab rear casting in the plain sight of the next generation vehicle. And so maybe we'll hear more about this tomorrow. Maybe they timed all this at the same time so that way they could release it, show it, and maybe show some of the back images of the different thing out there. And so let us know if you think this is going to be that, and hopefully they give us some more insight in tomorrow's call. Got my Tesla at 290, 1500 down, 3848 due at signing. Nice, Max. Congrats for you on that for sure. I mean, that's why I've been saying like this Model 3 rear wheel drive is actually a pretty good deal when you know all things considered. Glass films. I got my Juniper hit 1200 cam, got 2 rock chips. Thankfully, insurance filed it today. I want to try XPEL windshield protection, but so my advice against it for some reason. Yeah, I've looked into the XPEL windshield, knock on wood. I went through a period where I was getting a ton of rock chips. And now that of course, I've said it, I feel like I'm going to get another rock chip pretty soon. But I looked into the cost and it was almost like, if you buy that film, it could help, it could not help, but then, you could always try and fill the crack or insurance can coverage with that. And so it's been a little tough for that. 38.48 at signing, $290 a month, 24 months, $196 a month in insurance. Max, thanks for reporting your real numbers. Yeah, because that's another factor with all this insurance, right? How much will it actually cost for insurance? Like, you might be a really low payment, but also, insurance is a big one. And actually, 196, that's about average. We pay 180 for our Tesla vehicles. My driver front suspension seems like something's loose. I hear a tiny rattle over uneven bumps. Service looked, but a little weird. You know what? I actually reported that same thing. And I still hear it, and maybe it's getting a little bit worse, but I did go on a drive with the service technician and they said, hey, let's just monitor this and hear if it gets louder and louder. And maybe this is going to be a common thing with the Model Y, and we are one of the first to discover it, which maybe that's not a good thing because, I've been touting how nice and how of a nice build quality and solid the new Model Y is. But if we're starting to hear weird things like this, then of course it's a Tesla at the end of the day. In this next topic, Elon has responded to the false odometer reading lawsuit. You might have missed this, in which there's a person that is suing Tesla now for basically claiming or saying that allegedly Tesla speeds up its vehicle's odometers to avoid paying for warranty-covered repairs. It seems like this is actually a common industry practice after talking to Chip on our podcast, and maybe like all different brands do similar things like this. There's actually like a range or something with these vehicles, like can go over a certain limit or within like 1 to 10% range or something like that. But either way, Elon has responded to this, and we'll see what happens in the future during the lawsuit and everything. But he has said this is idiotic. I mean, I guess typical Elon response to try and downplay it, but this might be an interesting case because this could maybe blow it up for all different OEMs and manufacturers and brands. Because if Tesla has to change something with this, I mean, we don't know if that's how true this is or not, but then maybe it might actually uncover how the industry operates with vehicles, with odometer readings, warranty, and all these different mileage things like that. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the next topic. Now that you've bought your Tesla or you're about to buy your Tesla, did you know that it comes with 0 accessories? Seriously, not even a phone mount. But don't worry, we've got you covered. In my opinion, there's a few must-haves that every Tesla owner should get, like a phone mount so your phone doesn't fly off during acceleration, a center console organizer because without it, you're going to lose a bunch of stuff, and my newest favorite, an invisible underscreen station mount from Jowa, a great place to store sunglasses. And all of these accessories plus more you can get from our partner Jowa. And these accessories are good because I actually use all of their stuff. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, you can save some money and support the channel as well. But Jowa doesn't stop at just the basics. They've got a wireless game controller that fits perfectly in the glove box, a portable air compressor for peace of mind on those long road trips, and even an electric scooter, because why walk from the superchargers or level 2 chargers? So not only will you save some money by using our promo code down below in the description, you can also get free shipping on orders over $120. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. Thank you to Jowa for partnering with us on this channel, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Ultra, I'm hoping for the 749 lease deal, or better for the all-wheel drive. May 3rd is the same timing as February 1st, end of quarter deal. Yeah, I remember that, but I want to say like that lease deal, it sounded great on paper, but it was like an 8% interest rate. And so, of course, that's only one factor through leasing, but just didn't sound that good. Kobe, hey, Dennis, I saw your video on the delayed affordable Model Y. Do you have any more clarity on if that the long-range rear-wheel drive model or being delayed, or is that a different model? I think we'll probably start to hear more after tomorrow's company update. There's probably going to be a lot of different things, and because now that they're switching it to company update, we'll probably hear more about like what models are coming out. And hopefully we add more clarity on Model Y. Jeff, Massachusetts, I got the 7,500 credit plus Massachusetts 3,500 EV rebate, so I saved $11,000 off. Yeah, when you can stack state rebates on top of federal rebates, that's where you really get crazy deals. So congrats on that, Jeff, for getting that white on white Tesla vehicle. What does your wife drive? She actually loves driving the Cybertruck, and she won't let me sell it because she loves it. Glass, $235 a month insurance. Canada, that makes sense. Zero deductible on comprehensive. That's pretty good. 1,000 on everything else. Sounds about right. On my end, because of the rebate, I paid $1,360 down payment, 36-month lease at $583. Nice, not bad. Really, yeah, like my passenger front is solid, just driver front a little rattle. Oh, interesting. Mine's the driver front a little rattle. Oh yeah, just like yours. Drives me nuts. Over unexpected bumps feels like something loose because it doesn't happen to the passenger side. Yeah, it seems like, I think it's what it is like the suspension, like hitting the top hat. I mean, that's like a common noise with like, I remember hearing those types of noises with like when we had our BMW. And so something could be loose. Prestige, never forget Battery Gate by Apple. Yeah, I totally forgot what that is. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.